back in conspiracy 1998. Yeah. But I'm just, friends, look, I'm not saying that your
cereal
won't be everything promised in, although it's a little bit different promise in Book of the Subgenius than it is in Revelation Acts. And then by the time you get to the Bibliographon, they sound almost like I do now.
If you're eating a bowl of Quisp,
I mean,
make sure there's no little tiny flying saucers as you're eating it.
But you could go back in time to the 1970s and bring Dr. Shrinker to the future and would shrink us all down so we fit in the saucers.
Well, of course, then, but say what if you go back to the 1970s, you make some mistake, you step on a butterfly, and when you come back, the Book of the Subgenius never got published, next day isn't happening.
Well, I have no doubt that
it's like if you had a time machine, the first thing you think of course, is I'm going to go back in time and buy Hitler's crappy landscape paintings so that I can take them to the future and make a whole ton of money. Well,
that's the first
you go back in time, you find Hitler as a young artist, you get him high, you get him laid, you get all his paintings and then he's not full of hate. He doesn't want to be the Fuhrer. He says, screw the Third Reich. So his paintings aren't worth anything, even when you come back to the future, because there was never a World War II. And even worse, what if one of the people that Hitler had killed was 10 million times worse than Hitler? There's your Outer Limits script, kids.
But what happens if you went back in time and you turn Hitler into a hippie, and he actually ends up writing the Book of the Subgenius before you do, and he ends up being
the sacred scribe.
Yeah, sacred scribe. How would you feel?
Well, I'd be going, hey Bob!
Yeah, but what if he went?
Never good Germans.
Yeah, but what if he went back in time to kill you?
Exactly. That's the problem with time control. One of the problems. Bob said the only dependable form of time control is patience. That's not one of his most popular slogans.
No. But it was,
you don't see that one tattooed on.
It is 100% correlated against reality.
Now, I just gave away the plot of my movie, Harold and Maude and Kumar Meet Hitler. I was going to throw Maude into it, but Ruth Gordon's dead, so we'd have to have somebody else play Maude. But
Joan Rivers.
Yeah, Joan Rivers, that'd be great. Harold and Maude and Kumar go to Weimar, Germany.
With Joan Rivers.
And meet Hitler. See, you know what? I think you're a doubting Thomas, Dang, because,
Doubting Ivan.
Doubting Ivan. One true sign that we are going to get out of the saucers is that look at the young subgenius spawn here, playing with the brains of an apex predator as we sit here and do this radio show.
There's many wonderful things we thought might never come to pass, like oil volcanoes. But, I didn't mean to bring everybody down. Oh, shucks.
Oh, yeah, you probably
said what I did. Yeah.
There's always been oil volcanoes. We covered that territory yesterday.
Stop it by putting a wedding band around it so it would stop putting out.
We still...
Me stealing legumes.
It's been a good joke. That joke's worked about 3 or 4 times.
I hate it when you think of something funny to say and you wait for a minute and then you forget it.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's where the dead air comes
from. That makes me hate it.
You're trying to think of that funny thing you were about to say, and it's just gone away with last night's brain cell.
Doesn't that make you hate the person that made you forget it? Reverend Stang, doesn't that make you hate the person that made you forget it? It forced you out of your brain?
It wouldn't make me hate everybody, but it's almost like I've got too much slack now.
But Bob makes you forget.
I had slack poisoning last night.
If only Bob could let me forget.
I actually I can't say that it was too much. You can't have too much, but I definitely had a little slack poisoning. I could feel it.
There's no such thing as too much slack. But there is slack poisoning, slack abuse, false slack, which G. Gordon said, false slack is still better than no slack at all.
That's true.
But Reverend Carter LeBlanc added, false slack is no slack at all. And I quote.
Testify.
And as Dr. Legume said, pass me that joint.
I think we suffered from slack.
And as Harry Dean Stanton said, people come up to me and ask me what I believe. They go, preacher, what do you really believe? I'll tell you what I really believe, son. I believe I'm going to go have me another beer. look, Susie, now yesterday,
That's what happened at
when
this
the
end of the
false
table,
flag
really.
was started going around up here, it went from doctrinal preaching and hollering to, I saw that one twice.
He's talking about Beverly Hillbillies.
Here, you guys do whatever you want. I'm a dedicated subgenius. Yes, I don't get high on the job. Besides, I'm still trying to come down from all that slack poisoning from yesterday.
I passed it on to.
What did happen?
Dr.
There was a band up here.
Yeah, I missed the band.
There was those ugly guys, that ugly band that made the ugly noise. And everybody hated it so much they were thrashing in pain all around here. Does anybody remember that, or was I hallucinating that?
Kind of, sort of.
It felt like knives in my ears. And they were so ugly, those band members. Is Reverend Angry Larry here? I hope not. He sucks up to them. Have you noticed that? Reverend Angry Larry's like a groupie for the amino acids. Hey, can I carry your guitar? Can I move your amp for you? God, it makes me sick.
Way too many.
He's so jealous of them. You know, he's got a little
when it's just
band,
two, Dr. Hal.
the Minoan Pinheads or something like that, the Casket Bastards.
Variance of 2 doesn't qualify to be described as way too.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
I wasn't paying any
nothing.
attention to you.
We weren't paying any attention to
I couldn't
you
know
either.
that.
We were just having a sidebar discussion about what constitutes a sizable variance in a normal distribution.
When approximated in a casual conversation between gentlemen.
When you actually, right. We wondered where 2 fit into that. The number
Well, it's
2.
where you get things that are vague,
Can
and yet
2
when you consider them specific, like a couple is always 2.
Right.
Then is a few 3, you know.
I don't think a few can be more than.
How much is a
4.
bunch?
A
Yeah.
bunch can't be more than 5.
A bunch, I think
Oh,
it's
it
not
can be a
65.
dozen.
9. 9 could be a bunch.
Then a dozen is
Oh, a
6.
dozen is a
Bunch
dozen.
of grapes.
How much is too much?
Not
Just enough.
Not enough. There's only one answer to that. How much is
No,
too much?
there is no answer.
It's not
How
much.
much?
Bob is not even the
Too
answer,
much
and neither is anything
mulch.
else.
Too much is not enough.
2 plus
For
2 is
some
enough.
individuals.
Well, when's Doug Wellman going to turn the sound effects up?
Well, you know, you got to ask the Tash, and he might, or then again, he might not.
And play the Japanese
Actually, I
synth
have
pop.
power of sound.
Too bad he wasn't out here when we sold his teeth at the Bulldog auction. He could have bid to get him back.
Or we can put on this great techno music in the background. What marvelous
Yeah.
artist did this
It
techno
is
music?
time for the
I wonder
subgenius
what
mermaid
killer
parade.
techno artist did this.
I think it was
Everyone can start wildly, spasmodically dancing.
Dr. Techno version 13.3.